Good day to everybody out there. See thy wealth, water your health, drink a glass of water. So today I want to come on here and do a live presentation about the soil test that I got back, and you want to do some farming. I think you should always get a soil test, and you should probably get a resurvey. Whether you're going to do farming or not, you should probably always get your property surveyed just so you know where your boundary lines are. And if you have large acreage, I would definitely suggest you understand where your property is. So first things first is I want to show you guys a video of the overview. Now this is 10 plus acres. This property goes back over 3 football fields in length. So this drone shot that you're going to be seeing isn't going to be the whole 10 acres, but it's just the kind of the front of it so you can see how lush and how jungle looking it is. And then we'll go into the soil test. And if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you feel free to, if you want to, share the video to other individuals that may be interested in property outside of the United States. So let's get to the soil test. The soil test is right here. This is the final assessment. This is an overview of it. This isn't actually, those lines aren't accurate. This shows who the authors were of the test. Got the test done in October, but they gave it to me in November. So the land suitability assessment, the parcel under evaluation is comprised. Let's make sure we got the view here. Okay. The parcel under evaluation is comprised of 10.3 acres located in the Stand Creek District, Belize. Based on this is the soil test, the analysis. Based on the cartographic information provided, an estimated boundary line was drawn in the maps annexed to the report. The assessment was performed utilizing different methodologies to determine the suitability of the parcel for tropical fruit production. The following approaches were implemented. Let me do this because I don't think y'all need to see me. Okay. Boom. The following approaches were implemented. Number 1, meteorological data of Stand Creek, Belize. Data available closest to the parcel. Number 2, use of a drone with multispectral camera to calculate an orthomosaic map and digital surface model. Number 3, collection of soil samples in different parts of the parcel for a soil analysis to determine the fertility for plants. Climate. In Belize, the climate is classified in 2 seasons, a rainy and a dry season. The rainy season starts in June and ends in November. The remaining months are considered the dry season. Due to the absence of local weather data near the area, World Weather Online, WWO, was used to obtain the 5-year average of daily and accumulated precipitation and daily temperature. The average annual precipitation, figure 1, is 3,100 mm, and the highest daily average occurring in November, figure 2. The average annual temperature is 26.8 degrees Celsius, which is 80.2 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's the average annual temperature. All throughout the year, the average temperature is 80 degrees. Can't ask for nothing better or anything worse. This is incredible. Okay. So if you could pause this when you come back and watch the video. I'm not going to just go over this map here, but that's what you get. Figure 1 and figure 2. Figure 1 is accumulated precipitation, 5-year average. Figure 2 is daily precipitation, 5-year average. All right. Figure 3, daily temperature, 5-year average. Okay. Then we got the topographic description. The parcel under assessment was generally flat with a slight slope towards the northeast corner. Figure 4. There is a shallow creek bordering the north side of the property, referred to orthomosaic map, which may act as a drainage channel during the rainy season. Considering the terrain, slope, and climate, the area may be prone to flooding during heavy rainfall, but the area appears to have a good drainage. However, this may not affect well-established tree crops, as was observed by the presence of mango trees. The mango trees is over here. We'll come to that. But this is where the slope is, where this red is. So the creek is over here, where the arrow is. This is where the creek is, right here. It comes into the property. It goes out, then it borders it up until about right here. You'll see in further descriptions. So this is how it slopes right up in here. And I was thinking, I'll just do all my growing in all of these areas. All of this green, this dark green, and possibly in some of this area over here. But this red, we don't want to grow any fruit trees or any vegetables in these areas because, it's going to be prone to flooding. So, I don't know. I'm kind of trying to, we'll get to that. So the slope map. The digital surface model revealed that the lowest point was 23.7 meters above sea level, 78.2 feet. And the highest point at 58 meters above sea level, which is 191 feet. The values presented account for the tree canopy in most areas. The parcel could be divided into 3 sections. The west side, primary forest has been cleared and contains a few coconut trees and shrubs. The center has tall forest trees and a few cohoon palms. Meanwhile, there is a mature mango orchard near the center side of the property. Note, passage paths were observed through the west and center of the property. There was a few paths over here that comes up into here, what we did in the video. The south side of the property is bordered by a farm with fruit trees, including coconuts, bananas, and citrus, which were observed during the drone flight. So over here, this is a farmer. I'll be connecting with him. He has fruit trees, which was coconuts, bananas, and citrus. So this is his side of the property right here. And right here is where you see the mangoes. In this blue section, this is where the mangoes are. 13 mango trees is right up in here. All right. So the mango orchard within the property. Soil description. A soil analysis consisting of several core samples from within the property was collected. From these core samples, there were 3 main observations. A portion of the southwest section over here showed a stony bed load under the first 6 inches of soil. The stone layer varied from 4 to 6 inches, and below this layer, a gray colored soil was observed. Number 2, the northeast corner that has a slight slope up here, northeast up here. The soil was very deep. The upper layer was more than 12 inches. Other areas near the creek also had a deep soil layer. In general, brown and dark gray soil predominated in sampled points. Soil texture was medium to coarse, with high silt contents. Permeability appears to be generally high. Soil analysis. The soil analysis reflects a low pH of 5.4, which causes low availability of nutrients for fruit tree production. Most tropical fruit trees grow under a pH of 6 to 7, and when cultivated in a low soil pH, the use of calcitic lime is necessary to increase the soil's pH and nutrient availability. Note that there are different sources of lime, some which include magnesium, known as dolomitic lime. This is not recommended due to the already high magnesium content in soil. The cation exchange capacity is low, indicating that the soil has a low ability to hold nutrients, which can be enhanced using organic matter in soil. Adding compost or manure are common practices as soil amendments. The analysis also reflects a low content of nutrients, particularly phosphorus, essential for optimal fruit trees. The combination of low pH, low cation exchange capacity, and low nutrient content can all be improved using organic matter and or compost and synthetic fertilizers. Fertilization is a recommended practice for most fruit trees and other crops. The complete report is attached. The final assessment. Based on the lot inspection and maps generated, there were a few fruit trees and other plants identified. Coconuts, Suriname cherry, mangoes, avocado, cahoon palm, and cassava. Mangoes predominated near the center of the lot. In the south border, a farm with citrus, banana, and coconut was observed, showing the suitability of the land for tropical fruit tree production. Weather patterns seem to be appropriate for crop development. Heavy rain may pose the risk of flooding, but the soil seems to have adequate drainage. No water standing was observed, and the water level in creek was shallow. Soil analysis showed that fertility status is low, which is a limiting factor for fruit tree production. However, Most soils with any nutrient deficiency must be enhanced using synthetic fertilizers or compost for optimum production. Fertilization in most fruit orchards is required in Belize. According to Table 3, the area can be considered highly suitable for agriculture production. Precautions should be carried out in lowest areas, west side and near the creek, for any vegetable production. Table 3 land suitability classification based on FAO framework for land evaluation. So based on what they're saying is, the area can be considered highly suitable. So right here, we got highly suitable. Land having no significant limitations to sustain application of a given use, or only minor limitations that will not significantly reduce productivity or benefit and will not raise inputs above an acceptable level. So this is where our property falls at, highly suitable. We don't have to worry about moderately suitable or marginally suitable because that's not what they classified us as. But if you want to read it, feel free. Pause the video. And this is a few of the pictures from the land that they took when they was doing the test. Stones, stony bed below the upper soil level. Another picture, dark gray soil. This is the coconut palm here. That's in the beginning. I showed y'all. There's 3 of them right there in the front. This is the creek. Beautiful creek. I was kind of debating on whether I wanted to put my house over near the lot line, which is where the creek is. And, that's pretty much it when it comes to that. So we're going to go over here to the other test, which shows the other soil test here. Let's stop that and come over to, so y'all can see what the actual composition of this, All right. Okay, so I'm not very versed at a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and act like I know a lot of this stuff when I don't. But I will say that you guys can have a look. And this is where we at. So the soil pH, as they said, was 5.4. You got buffer pH, phosphorus, potassium, calcium. Phosphorus is very low. Potassium is low. Calcium is low to almost medium. Magnesium is very high. So that's a great sign. Sulfur is medium. Boron, low. Copper, low. Iron, optimum. Manganese, very low. Zinc, low to medium. Sodium, very low. Soluble salts, non-existent. Organic matter, optimum. That's a great sign. Estimated end release, I don't know what that means. Nitrate, and he's very, this guy is very available. So if I have any questions that you guys may throw out there, I can always reach out to him and he has no problem responding. Phosphorus is low. So, and this is another calculated cation exchange capacity. These are numbers. I think I asked him about these, and most of the conversations I usually try to record for my own history and, have some type of data of what he's talking about. But y'all can pause this and go do your own research. But if you're going to get land to do a farm, things like this are very necessary. Had I not known these things, I wouldn't even have known that, what if I planted some trees and I didn't know why they weren't growing? This is the reason why they're not growing, because a lot of these numbers they're low. So, basically he's saying that the limestone application is targeted to bring soil pH to a 6.5. They're saying that good soil would be anywhere from 6 to 7. Use calcitic limestone to correct the pH. Avocado garden limestone application is targeted to bring soil pH to 6.5. We do got an avocado tree on the land, so that's a good thing as well. But what do y'all think about this actual? Let's see here. Peace, Mark Poole. What's good with you, brother? What do y'all think about this soil test? And I got another video of when I was doing the closing process, and the lady was explaining a lot of the title and how title passes and just the historical references to, when you're buying property and, See, in the United States, you got warranty deeds, you got quick claim deeds, you got different types of deeds here in the States. And in Belize, it's the same kind of situation where you got different deeds. And the lady, she was explaining everything in the video because I recorded the whole process. But I got to go through the video and edit it because there's some things, you know, like personal information that I don't want out there, but I'll put that on here as well. But anyway, this is the soil test. You know, this is what you have to do if you're going to look at growing a farm. I got the so I got this test, and I also have the resurvey as well. But the resurvey is not quite as detailed as this was, or this is.